to my pregnancy series. I am Katie and I'm going to be making some videos on my journey through pregnancy and what it feels like to be pregnant after loss. And basically I'm going to be speaking in this video, following my first video, a little bit about my scan and how that went. So enjoy! So maybe you're here because you are pregnant, congratulations. Maybe you're here because you have experienced loss before and you maybe want to know what it feels like to be pregnant again. Or maybe you're pregnant after loss and you're going through what I'm going through with many anxieties and lots of feelings going on. So whatever you're here for, thank you for watching the video and I hope that it helps you in some way. Get a little bit of inspiration from what I'm going to be speaking about in this pregnancy series. I'm going to be recording videos to speak about the first, second and third trimester and all of the feels that is coming with that. So I lost my little angel baby a year and a half ago, and I got unexpectedly pregnant again around 3 months ago. So I am currently 13 weeks and 4 days pregnant. I had my first 12-week scan and I had a little bit of a scare before my actual scan, so I'm going to speak on that as well. If you have never had a 12-week scan, or you have, or maybe you want to know all of the things that are involved with that, then keep watching. For my 12-week scan, I had a little bit of a scare with some stomach pains that I was having at home. So we phoned the hospital and, well, I actually phoned my midwife to start with, and she basically said everything was fine, it was just stretching pains in my abdominal, and she said to just relax and take paracetamol. But if you have been through loss before, doesn't matter if it's once, twice, lots of times, I think anxiety is a lot higher when it comes to symptoms. So for me, those pains, they meant something bad, or they could have meant something bad, so I really wanted to get checked. And I feel like it's such a long time to wait until 12 weeks to see baby and to see if everything's okay. So I did go up to the maternity hospital, and people were so friendly there, and I basically, well, before that I'd phoned the maternity hospital, told them my symptoms, and they did actually tell me to come up against my midwife's advice. So if you feel like there's something up, I would just, if you want peace of mind, I would go phone someone else, get more advice. I'm not saying don't listen to your midwife, but I'm just saying, I just feel like if you're sitting in your own anxiety, that can make things a lot worse. So go get checked, do what you need to do. So me and my partner, when we got up to the hospital, they had us in a waiting room for quite a long time, and then a lovely woman came through and told me that they were going to scan me just to make sure everything was okay, because I was having like really painful stretching pains, which weren't normal, which I'll move on to in a little second, but it was so painful that I actually couldn't walk at some points. So I think it's maybe because I am quite small, and I've never been to this stage in pregnancy before, so it is just literally stretching of the uterus, stretching of the stomach. But yeah, so they took me in for a scan, and I was just like, when she said I was gonna have a scan, I was so excited, but also nervous and anxious and all these feelings. And my partner as well was just like, oh, we're getting our scan right now, not in a week's time. So we both were shocked. So when we went into the scan room, the person who was scanning us asked, you know, what I was feeling, and pretty much reassured me that it was normal, but they were just going to double check anyways. So literally within a second, baby was up on the screen, and I cannot even tell you what that felt like. So the last time I had a scan, I didn't see any heartbeat with our little angel baby. I don't want to keep comparing that to every scan that I have, but certainly with it being my first scan and never seeing a heartbeat before, when I seen like a baby moving around, it was surreal. I can't actually really put it into words, but it was so surreal and such a special moment. I have felt so many things. I felt guilt for feeling happy that this baby was healthy and okay, because somewhere in me felt like I was taking that away from the first pregnancy that I had. I also felt excited. I was like, I can't believe that there's a baby in there. Goodness. And then the first thing I said to the doctor was, is there a heartbeat? And he was like, yeah, of course there's a heartbeat. Baby's moving, like here's the heartbeat. And I was just lying on the bed, like staring at my partner, like squeezing his hand, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is happening. We made it to 12 weeks and everything's okay. So I am very happy. But yeah, like I said, it comes with so many feelings. It's like guilt, anxiety, excitement, a bit of a roller coaster. But now that I'm making this video, I do feel a lot less anxious. And I'm gonna now speak about my 12-week scan that was officially booked in for us, and the blood tests and how that went. So if you've never had that before, or if that's maybe coming up for you, then keep watching. Not the best background for my video, but today is the day. I will film a longer version of this video and explain all, but we are going for our 12-week scan. So as I've said before, or I will say that I had a scan last week, but this is our official scan where I get my bloods taken. Oh, very scared about that. Being real, hate needles, very scared. But all for the baba. Wish me luck. Bye-bye. So 12-week scan. I was booked in for the morning, and in the afternoon we were travelling down about 4.5 hours down the country to see our family for the week. So it was quite an exciting day. We were going to be seeing family by the end of it, and we were also going to see baby again on the scan. The one thing that I was dreading was the blood test. Some people are scared of needles, but I would say that I'm to the extreme. That is the one thing in life that I absolutely hate is needles. Ugh, like, I've had a tattoo and people are like, how can you get a tattoo and be so scared of needles? But I feel like it's the thought of blood coming out my body into, I'm very, I don't even know the word, but I have a phobia, a very bad phobia of getting blood taken or getting injections, vaccines, anything like that. That's just a no-go for me. So anytime that I've had the choice, I've said no. But now that I have a little baby inside me, I can't be selfish, and I feel like I needed to check that everything was okay inside my body, and baby was getting everything that it needs, my iron levels. It was also checking for things like hepatitis, if baby had a chance of Down syndrome, if there were any issues with hemoglobin, iron, like I said. Went into my scan and they sort of thought that it was our first time seeing baby, but we explained that the week before we had a little scare and went in and got that scan beforehand. So basically, again, baby came straight up on the screen and it was like, baby's there. And baby was lying upside down, awkwardly. Basically, there's their head was here and they were just like lying on their belly. So the nurse doing the scan had to flip her screen around, and she sort of said it felt like driving on the other side of the road, trying to look at baby upside down, and to take measurements and things like that. So she tried to shuffle baby around and probe them to lie on their back, but it just wasn't happening. If you've had scans before, I'm sure it doesn't always go as you think it's going to go. Baby's not just going to be lying maybe on their back. They might be kicking, flipping, on their belly, on their side, whatever they want to do. So yeah, that was a little bit tricky to start with. I basically filled my bladder up with so much water because apparently that makes your scans clearer. I do now believe that theory because I'll pop my scan pictures below, and I think they are pretty clear and really good for being 12 weeks. A lot of people that I am showing the scan pictures to are like, wow, they're so clear. And yeah, so fill your bladder if you're going for a scan. Drink loads of water. I'm just a little bit chilly to put this round me. Got a weird thing with not putting jumpers on, just wrapping them around me. Is it pointless? Ammo. So yeah, where was I? We seen baby and they done measurements and everything seemed good. So they measured the back of the neck and the space between baby and my stomach lining, and I can't actually remember exactly why, but I think they were just making sure that there wasn't any cause for concern and things that we should maybe know of at that stage that we could have a high risk of. But everything seemed okay. And I just want to put out there that we prepared for anything. So if baby did have any risk of anything, we were fully on board with taking that on in life. I personally feel that my baby is my baby, no matter what they have, no matter who they are, what cells they're sort of built with. So yeah, at one point it looked like little jelly man was sucking his thumb. I keep saying his. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but for some reason I keep saying that. So mark my words, if it's a boy, I kept saying that. But again, I don't mind if it's a boy or a girl. I'm happy as long as it's healthy. We're good. So yeah, we then left the scan with lots of pictures. We felt very happy. We've now had 2 scans within a week and they were both looking good, and we got to see our little Baba. So I then went through to the room to get my blood test done, and this was pretty funny. And I just sort of walked into the room and walked back out. And I think the woman was a bit like, what is going on here? For some reason my body just wanted to not go in. I feel like I must have had some sort of trauma somewhere along the line as a child. My mum has told me about a couple of occasions where I was getting blood taken and it was quite traumatic because I was screaming so much and they were like holding me down as a kid. So I feel like it comes maybe from that. But yeah, put on my big girl pants and we're now doing it. We're now doing it. So went in and sat down eventually and cried like a baby, holding my arm out and then pulling it back and holding it out and pulling it back, and it was like a 5-year-old. I was so embarrassed, but you can't really help when you feel a certain way and your body wants to reject something. But yeah, my partner was so great through it and he was just like, it's a tiny butterfly needle, you're not even gonna feel it, there's nothing to be worried about. So yeah, eventually they managed to take blood from me and that was it. That was the scan. We then left the hospital feeling good, and I think once you're at the 12-week mark, people do say you're at a safe point where you're past that risk of miscarriage. but I don't think that takes away anxiety as well, because I feel like anytime I felt really excited after both the scans, I was like, oh, but what if? So if you felt that before, is that normal? I think so. I don't think maybe you ever stop worrying until you have baby in your arms. Anything can happen, but I don't want to keep worrying. Like I said in my first video, I just want to enjoy this pregnancy now. It's such a beautiful miracle. It really, really is. And when you see your baby on the scan for the first time, you really do start to like question life, I feel like, and realise what a miracle it is to have created and grown a human to this point, and to see that on a screen, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I never understood when people were like showing me their own scan pictures and things, and I was just like, oh, cool, looks great, cute baby. I mean, I feel like they all look quite the same, but until it happens to you, I feel like it is so surreal and such a beautiful feeling that I just want to take this now as we're on the journey of pregnancy, and everything is looking good. So yeah, we then went down to see family and shared the news with everyone. We had only told at this point our mums, so my partner's mum and my mum. I have a very big family, so there's a lot of people to tell. And also my partner's family live in the same area as my family, so when we travelled down, we were going to tell everyone. And we were sort of wondering how to announce the pregnancy, but we didn't want to make like a huge deal. I don't know why. Maybe that comes with that sort of what if feeling that I have. But yeah, it was my niece and my nephew's birthday, so we wrapped up their presents, and in one of the presents we put the scan picture in. So that was a really nice way to tell my brother and my sister, and it was so lovely to get the reactions that we did. I think it made it feel a lot more real. If you are yet to tell family, or have that coming up one time in your life where you're announcing your pregnancy to your family, it is the most beautiful thing, because you've been so excited for so long, and then to see and feel everyone else's excitement, especially after having loss, and they have been through that with you and helped you through that, it is so nice. So that was lovely. Yeah. So I am now 13 weeks and 4 days pregnant and feeling really good. So let's get on to week 13 symptoms. I am now in my almost second trimester. People say that it's 14 weeks, other people say 13 weeks, some apps say that, some apps say differently. So I don't even know. When is officially the second trimester? Someone tell me, is it 14 weeks or 13 weeks? But I am 13 weeks and 4 days pregnant, and I'm going to speak a little bit about my symptoms. And there isn't too much to talk about at this point, because I feel pretty good. And I feel like I watch videos a lot on people's symptoms, and it tends to be negative. So I want to give my honest feelings on how I'm feeling at this point. So generally, I feel pretty much like myself, unless it's because I've gotten used to being pregnant and I sort of just, this is normal now. It's confusing, I don't know. But I feel energetic, I feel pretty lively, I don't feel lethargic or sick in the mornings. I feel like I get tired more in the afternoon, definitely, and then that sort of goes away more in the evening. I'm snacking a lot. I still feel like a lot of dry foods. I know I said in my first video that I was eating quite badly. Not badly, but just things that my body was craving so much, like crackers and potatoes, crisps. Yeah, so I feel like I've got a bit more of a balance now with food, and my body is craving those nutrients like vegetables. Finally, first trimester, didn't feel like vegetables, didn't feel like salads. But I am actually feeling a lot more now, like some hearty meals, things that are nutrient based. So my bloods came back and everything looked pretty good. So my hemoglobin was normal, low risk for everything, which was fabulous. But my iron levels were slightly low. I'm not 100% how low yet, but I'm going to speak to my midwife at my next appointment about if there's a cause for concern. But I think someone would have phoned me and said you need to take iron tablets now. So I am just trying to up my iron by eating a lot more red meat, and I struggle with that because I was vegan for 4 years and only stopped being vegan around a year ago. So red meat is still something that I'm trying to eat more of and to incorporate more into my diet. I do feel like you can also get your iron from other ways if you are vegan or vegetarian. Things like spinach, your greens, there's so many other foods that you can eat. I'm sure you'll look that up and find out, but there are other ways to get iron. So yeah, I'm just trying to eat more iron. And what else do I feel like food wise? I'm still this isn't food, but I love cold, freezing cold water. It is a saviour, especially if I'm at work. So the work that I do is a management job, so I have sometimes a lot of meetings, and sometimes before I was pregnant I'd literally forget to drink water, forget to snack, and I could go long periods of time without giving my body what it actually needs. So I feel like this is I think it's really awakening me to the awareness that I need for my own body. I am literally carrying another human inside of me. I'm growing another brain. So I feel like I need to think a lot more about what I'm putting into my body each day. So yeah, I think it's helping me a lot. It's teaching me a lot that you can't just skip meals or you can't just not drink water. So yeah, freezing cold water is the one. I'm now starting to see a little bit of a bump, which is crazy. It's not like a proper baby bump. I'll show you guys at the end, but I feel like it just looks like a bloat. But it's starting to feel a little bit jelly, and a little bit harder as well at points. So I just feel like my belly is definitely different. So I went to the shops yesterday and I got myself some clothes that actually fit me, because at this point I am moving into a different size of clothes, which feels crazy because it feels like I need a whole new wardrobe on things that feel comfortable. Like these joggies I am wearing are amazing. These are the kind of things that I am wearing and they are so comfy. I don't want to wear jeans right now. I don't want to wear skirts. I just want to be comfy. So that's quite tough at work because I do work in a, I would say, professional job, and everyone dresses professionally, and I literally just want to come in a onesie or in joggies. But yeah, it wouldn't look great. So on to actually work. If you are scared to tell your employment or your manager about being pregnant, I want to reassure you that it's not as bad as what you think. Unless you have a really bad boss or really bad people around you at work, then just don't even be there. Like, leave when you can, because they don't deserve you to be there if they're gonna discriminate you for being pregnant. I had in the back of my head, even though I have lovely managers I had in the back of my head that they would fire me. So a bit extreme. It's probably where my brain takes me sometimes, is to the extreme places. But no, they were so supportive and wanted to see the scan pictures and basically took me through all of the maternity notes and risk assessment that I would need to do, and told me that they will support me in every way that they can. So that felt really nice, and again made me feel a lot more like this is happening. Everyone knows, they know, my family know, this is happening. So yeah, I'm gonna update you guys at 16 weeks, and also this is great for myself to sort of just vent a little bit and to look back on to see how I was feeling throughout and how it's going to change, because I do think as we go through the second trimester things might change. I'm not going to wish upon myself to have lots of symptoms, but I do think at some point I'm going to be feeling a lot different. I am peeing a lot, forgot to add that in, and I heard that as you go through pregnancy that sort of gets worse. So yeah, please keep watching these videos if they are helping you, or if these videos resonate with you in any way, if you are yet to get pregnant and just like sort of hearing about the symptoms and the scans and things like that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope if you are pregnant you're feeling good too, and yeah, I just want to see how things are going to change, how my body is going to change, how my mindset's going to change becoming a mum, and I will see you guys at 16 weeks.